Hi there, welcome back to my channel. For those who haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe. And those who have already subscribed, thank you very much. Today I'm going to show you where I'm at. I've started taking apart my planer. There was, when you turned it off, right before the RPMs turned or fell to zero, there would be a humming sound coming out of it. And I didn't know if it was the bearings, the motor, or I don't think it's a capacitive start motor. Like some of these motors make noise, like you hear them clicking and stuff like that. They have contacts at the end with a centrifugal clutch on them, right? Okay, but I don't think this one has it. So I'll bring you over to the planer. Alright. So like I said, I've already started taking this apart, and like if you look at it from the front, okay, this is the front of the planer. On this side, this is where your gear train is for your rollers to actually feed the lumber in. See that? And if you come over to this side, there's a chain that goes from this roller to that roller, and that's how they're fed. Okay, I gotta blow that out with some air. Okay, and over here, this is the wheel that lifts and lowers the table. Okay, if you look closely, there's a C-clamp ring here, and on this side, if you notice, the bearing is smaller, but there is also a C-clamp groove in there. So you have to take those out to be able to slide out the spindle, and you have to slide it out from left to right. And I had to use a socket to punch it out with a hammer. It's in there pretty good. Okay? Now, so you need snap ring pliers, the socket to help you snap it out. This is the gearbox over here. I started taking off the cover, but I don't think I'm gonna go dig into there because it was working. And if I take it apart, I see that there are, oh, I'm curious, I'm gonna take it apart anyways, so over here you have your two drive chains for your feed. You can lube this up with probably dry silicone lube or something, because it's going to get sticky and you don't want sawdust sticking to it and clamming it all up, right? So right here, this is your spindle. Okay, sorry, I'm going to zoom out a bit. And I'll make a little bit of room. I was sure, like, they spin freely. There's a little bit of slop from left to right in them. Maybe, may not be normal. But that grease is old in there, right? And this one seemed okay. But all in all, I can wiggle it left to right. Now, this is very important. Okay, this is very important. If you're trying to take the bearings off of this thing, off the spindle, you need to know this, okay? So on this side, you can see the spindle here on the inner race. It's in there. So all you need, this has a it's been center drilled because it was machined in a lathe, right? And, well, probably a CNC machine by the looks of it, but you put your puller here and you pull that bearing off. Over here, this is the side you have to look out for. It has a screw, a bolt-like pattern. and that's to help hold this straight so it doesn't spin around on you when you're changing your cutters, right? Okay. But here, if you look at this flange, like, how do you pull that off? It seems like it was machined and pressed from this side going that way, right? From this side going that way. But it's impossible because you can't take it apart here. So I actually saw a parts diagram. This helical portion of the spindle is left-hand tread. There's a little place for a 6mm socket on this end, and this end, the spin of it keeps it tight so it doesn't come loose. Now I haven't gotten this off yet. I don't know if I'm gonna have to use heat or if they put Loctite on here or what, which I hope they didn't. But you have to spin this off with a little socket. I might have to put some pliers on this here to give it some extra grip. And if not, if I have to destroy this to get the bearing off, I have to order another spindle. Or not a spindle, but a helical gear portion, okay? And that helical gear is what drives the rollers, the feed rollers for your lumber. This other side here is where you put a key and a pulley, and they're right here. The key and the pulley go on this end of it, and that end drives the rollers, your feed mechanism. So I'm going to take this over to the vise and try to get this off, okay? Now you want to protect these surfaces, it's important. So I'm going to try getting this into my vise with some, I'm going to put a piece of lumber on either side to help protect it, right? Okay, so all right, so this is tighty-righty, okay? It's a right-hand thread. And for those who wouldn't know, they couldn't figure out how to press that out, right? That's what it looks like. It's a tighty-righty. That's the drive gear. It's a helical gear, okay? And that's on the small end of the bearing. So now all I have to do is press this off here. Yeah, it seems like it should work. Okay, so I'm gonna get me perhaps a socket that would fit on here and use a socket as a spacer so I don't mar the threads. Okay, so I got an 11/32 socket here. It fits, and it's shaped to fit in here. So this might do it. I think it will. So now I need 15. Let's just, there we go. That was easy. Right on. Okay. And for those who want to know the bearing size, what do we have here? Okay. That's the number. So now, let's remove the other side. Like, I don't know if I should actually try to press the new one on there now. I can use this as a press. Oh, I hope this is the right one. Looks like the part numbers have changed. This is the wrong one. This is the wrong one. It's going back. Okay, so much for that. Let's try the other one. Okay. So this is an NTN bearing, made in Taiwan. So I'm using some white lithium grease. Okay. Just give it a little bit of help. Alright, so for me it's going to be a half an hour trip or an hour round trip, and for you it's going to be a few seconds. Okay. Okay, it's like I said. For you it was a few seconds. For me this was an hour and a half away. Okay, so I put a few little scars on this with a pair of pliers. So what I'm going to do is take a little file and try to file off the burrs in case this is mating surface with something else. So all I'm going to do is take a few passes. Motorcycles are out. I'm going to get some, it feels like there may be some kind of lubricant in there. Prevent from corrosion from happening. Okay, so I tapped it in there. I didn't need an adapter or anything. It's well seated. And now all I have to do is screw this on. There seems to be a little schmutz in there or something. See? I don't want to, what do you call that, hydrolock it since I put lubricant in there. Alrighty, so now I gotta go this way and bring it through this way, but I'm going to put lubrication in the spindle bearing mounts here, and it appears to be that there's grease there, but I want to clean it out, right? So I'm going to use a little WD-40. Just wipe it off. And you have to take it out that way and put it that way. There's no other way, just because of the way it's made. One bearing is larger than the next. So. Okay, this is a ginger. First, I want to. I've got two little C-clamps here, C-clips, and they go on the end of these shafts here. That's all good. Okay, so now for the cover. right here. I knew it wasn't far. And oddly enough, there wasn't a lock washer or anything on this. So, get this in here, but I can't reach that nut with that on there. Or can I? Okay, so they're on. I can get on it with the socket. So these, two hex-headed screws, or cap screws, but they're not really cap screws, I guess. They're just hexagon. Maybe I can get it with a piece of lumber in here. It's too thick. This will do it. Get the belt on there, but I have to remove these again to get the belt on. Live and learn. So now I'm going to get belt on there. These are back ordered. I don't know when I'm going to get it. I already paid for it. Maybe I shouldn't have. Now, the cover. Alright, so I got a new set of blades for this. I'm just cleaning off the bar, and I don't want any debris inside the holes. Inside the screw holes. These are the retaining plates for a brand new pack of fresh blades. And I got this from, is it Asige Tool? I think that's who they make these. They're not name brand, but they'll do the job. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fasteners. Okay, so when you put them in here, there's a locking plate here that actually locks into the nut portion of that spindle and prevents it from spinning. I know I've said it before, and I just got to fill those with cap screws and tighten them down. So, here we go. No, wait, I gotta put my... Make sure there's no dirt on it. Anything that might prevent the fasteners from properly clamping onto the blade. 1. Well, I am happy for one reason. There was a whistling noise when I shut it off, and I couldn't figure out if it was the motor or if it was, or what was happening, right? Well, listen to this. It's gone. It was the bearings. They were dry. They didn't go rough, but they were dry. I just changed the blades with a fresh pair, right? So I'm at 3/4. I'm gonna bring this down to 3/4 and a notch. So I should have 11/16. I'll try this to see if I got the right depth of blade cut. Difference between a dull blade and a sharp blade. I brought it down to 11/16. And if I look on my tape measure, right there, oh wait a minute, there, I'm at 11/16. So that's the difference between a dull blade and a sharp blade. You lose like a 30 seconds, 1/30 seconds of blade edge when they're dull. That's how much they wear down by. Alrighty, so that concludes the bearing swap in the DW735 or DW735. This is the 13-inch model with 3 knives. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.